David, they've started, so we might hop in fairly quick.
And it worked. It paid off big time when Kuybokarov made a very impulsive move straight out of the opening. And now we're in a situation where it is Kuybokarov who is struggling with the white pieces. He's also down on time. And Pragg now grabbing a pawn on b2.
Looking like a rough situation here as they continue to try and think their way through the rest of this game. I love the head bob here from Pragg Jovi. I can never tell if he's supremely confident or extremely nervous and anxious. It just feels like he's got exactly the same game face on at the board, regardless of which of those situations he's actually in. So let's go ahead and take a look at what could happen next in this position. For those of you who are just wondering what on earth is going on, I promise I haven't Thanos'd people out of existence. We're having a couple of technical difficulties at the moment while we continue to check out this game, and we will be moving back across to the rest of this game momentarily. Rook ED1 has been found by Temur, and that is played on the board, connecting the queen and rook. If black were to respond with something like the rook coming out to d8, I believe white's got queen c7 there to further put the pressure on and try and get a bit more pressure onto the 7th and the back rank. That's probably not objectively the strongest move. It wouldn't surprise me if black wanted to try something along the lines of queen b4, or attempting to stack the black rook somehow, maybe even rook b6 or something like that. We'll see what ends up happening in a couple of minutes' time. Here's the more important thing. Praggnanandhaa has 4 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. Kuybokarov has a minute 14. Praggnanandhaa has to win on command if he is to force tie breaks here. So complications aren't enough. We need to realize those gains and get to a point where we are completely and utterly winning and can force a 5+3. Having to go to so many tiebreaks really early on in a potential 8-round tournament, it is rough for Praggnanandhaa, but he is showing absolutely none of the pressure and none of the nerves right now, which is excellent. We've got a couple of excellent comments going on in chat as well. So, who are you guys supporting? Pragg has a ridiculous amount of support at the venue. Online, of course. We've got a lot of support for Kuybokarov as well. Australia's highest rated GM and sole representation now at the World Cup. H3 is played here after the rook came into B2 for Praggnanandhaa. Makes a lot of sense, continuing to strengthen the major pieces and get them into a position where they're a little bit more harmonious. H3 given a question mark, though, which I find a bit odd. I'm going to cheat a little bit and take a look at what the engine's top move would have been instead. The engine's top move would have been H4, so still moving the same pawn, but going 2 spaces ahead instead of 1. The future idea here, I don't think I can see this on the board. Line it's giving involves a lot of bishop c4s and exchange of pieces, but I don't see what the longer term idea of having the pawn on h4 is. So that's something that I'm going to leave for Jovi and David when they get back into the broadcast. In the meantime, though, clock's still being their biggest enemy. Bishop f8 played. Now, to be fair, attacking the queen should elicit a relatively immediate response. Not going to be losing too much time. Queen f6 played immediately. Knight f3 coming in with an exclam. And that's it. Instant handshake. Not going to work. Discovered attack on the queen. It's a 1-move blunder. And Praggnanandhaa wins on command with black to send this tie into the 5-minute plus 3-second portion.